very muddy. I'll go as straight up as I can. Made a mess of the road, but it doesn't matter. I've got a kind of scraper over there. You see it in the green juice. There's a road scraper I used on that other film. There's a big pit here. And yesterday I just used the bucket to dress it a little tiny bit. At the moment I've got the snow blower on there. But I'll change that now for the road scraper. Might have to dress the road a little bit when I finish here. Go for second gear.
I'd do a bit of filming to show the a few repairs on this equipment. One winter, very strenuous use on it really, and it was very cold. When it's very cold you don't really want to do much maintenance, at least I don't. Well, you know, more's the one should, but there we go. Anyway, this one got chewed up, and you can see how long this must have been in storage, because there's not much left of this. I mean, it really is in the state, so it must have been stored for years, this, before I bought it. It's really perished. There's a lot of perishing, you know, this rubber here has perished. I mean, bearing in mind I bought this in the autumn. Not perfect. There we go. Anyway, this bit here snapped off. I've already started doing the repair actually. I've already done a bit of grinding. I think it's just a thing for holding this chain in place so that it doesn't mash up the cowling, and actually of course the cowling is mashed up because it broke. So anyway, it did its job, and it's not a difficult repair. So there were just two bolts with that blue stuff that stops them from coming undone. So I've made a piece here which I've ground down, and I'm going to weld that on there. I flattened off that old one and just going to weld that on there. I think I might make it a little bit bigger. It just snapped where the weld ended, and I think it looked, because it's the amount of rust that was in there, like it probably snapped the day they actually first tightened it on, because it was very rusty on the end here where it snapped off. I mean, I don't expect all of this stuff to be very good quality, because it's produced in some low-cost country. It's not Norwegian or Swedish or Finnish or German or one of these countries that has, you know, things that are 10 times the price but a little bit better quality. These things are not the best quality, but some of the parts in them are very good. So you have to just use it a bit and see. I don't have very much experience using this kind of heavy equipment, and I've done a fair bit of damage on my new equipment, but that's how you learn, isn't it? Repairing it, doing stuff. And it's very difficult. This farm is incredibly steep. I don't know if you kind of get get just how steep it is here. So I mean, even the tractor with a full set of chains on in four-wheel drive sometimes has difficulty getting up the hill when it's very icy. So I need this stuff to function at quite a high level, but I don't have a massive income, so I haven't got the money to buy one of these more expensive brands of tractor or equipment. This is just to help me do the work that I do, restoring buildings, lifting a bit of timber, keeping the road clear, so that I can get in and out and customers can get in and out. It's just It's just so that I don't have to buy in services. Okay, I'm going to just set up the camera and then I'll go back to filming. Let's go to the shore. Which one goes where actually? Plus minus. It's the trouble with taking them both off, isn't it? Don't suppose. Does anybody know which one it's which? I imagine that the ground is minus and the thread is plus. But I really don't know. I don't really know enough about welding to do welding. I should go on a course really. These are amazing, these welding systems, these modern welding systems, because they can manage to send electricity to the welding system through a coiled up long cable like that. No problem. You can hear that now. Okay, that points straight out and goes back against there. I'm missing gloves. Welding gloves. I want to put them on because I don't want to get sunburnt. Got this remote control thing on, so this is going to be listening to my breathing and everything. If it works. Never really sure it's going to work. Okay, the camera has to go off now. Well, at least that one maybe needs to go somewhere else. And then sunlight, of course, makes the thing go black. I'll put it off with quite low power just to turn it up to 50. Seems really good. Don't need that anymore. There's the angle of that one. looks pretty good. So the other one broke off at this point, so I just kind of wonder whether I should build up the weld a little bit there. Maybe if it was a little bit high, can go down to just a tiny bit lower. It's kind of melting a bit, you see. There we go again, build up that surface a bit. Pendulum welding, I don't know, it's not my greatest. I don't know, you know from all previous films, don't you, but none of my welding is really very good. Build up that a little bit, give it a little bit more strength, just to make it so that the transition from the strong to the weak is not so sharp. It's a bit like what you learn from doing axe handles, is that you don't want it to be super strong in one place and weak in another. You just want it to be a gentle flow of strength, you know, the differential changing. Alright, well that's fixed. I think I might just clean it up with the hammer and might even just paint it, in fact. It's not a hammer, is it, that one? Alright. In fact, I managed to do that within 13 minutes, didn't I? Did. Okay, for light work, I don't mind using the battery driven thing, but obviously it's better to use electrical one really. I think that'll do really. That's just fine. Let it cool down a bit and then I think I can give it a scrape with a wire brush and then maybe paint it with something. Did have a little bit of spray paint here, I have no idea if it's going to work. This is probably it really needs to be said, of course, but these aren't how-to films. I don't know what I'm doing at all. This is just simply for entertainment. You can sit and think about how badly I do it, or, you know, certainly say in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions about it. Although it has to be said, I'm quite vitriolic myself in the comments. But I take it all with a pinch of salt, and so should everybody, don't you think? So where it's already painted, and it doesn't need any more paint, does it? So it doesn't really need. Certainly empty. Oh. There we go, made a nice mess. Just wipe off a bit of that. Don't know how much of that really will come outside the cowling. None of it, I don't think. Well, I do think none of it will. It's all under the cowling. Seems alright. And then this had one of these on it. I don't really know how far up it's supposed to be, but there we go. I'll just put it there, I think. Kind of in line with the chain. And then the bit that broke off, I just need to lock that. See if I can take that off. Field repair. That's ridiculous. Alright, that's enough of this for now. I'm embarrassed. So what I'm doing here is just maintenance ready for the summer. I mean, you know, just because I'm going to stopped using it. I'm just taking it off the tractor. So it's maintenance for storage. I probably should have done a bit more maintenance during the winter to kind of stop these things from going out of hand. But you know, it's easy to do it in May, isn't it? Maintenance, nothing wrong with doing maintenance in May. It's in January when it's -20 that you don't want to do it. So if I do a little bit of greasing now, and it's kind of ready for next winter, isn't it? I can just, when the snow comes, I can just fix it on and get going. There we go, there's grease coming out there now. I've tightened up these bolts. There's some grub screws there holding them on the axle that had come loose. And I've actually stripped out the inside of that one, so that will have to be drilled out if it ever needs to be changed. Hopefully it won't ever go loose. If it does, I can put a new one in, right? Cowling, I think, will just have to live with its scars and the unfortunate naming of this piece of equipment. At least in English it's unfortunate that it's called "we". say. And then I've left it with the hydraulics distended, not extended. Kind of sounds alright. And then I'll just grease up all of the moving parts. Look at that. I've lost one of those. That blue thing was in the little box. I just wonder if this is a thermoplastic. If it is, maybe I can glue it back together. Yeah, it was a thermoplastic, so don't know if that's any good or not really, but there we go. Seems to work for now. And I've also did a bit of damage to the tractor this the other day. Not exactly sure when. Not exactly sure when I did that, but these extending bolts here fell out, and then put the whole weight of the arm onto this cast iron section. Kind of, don't know if we would call that a cowling maybe. So I had some cast iron welding rods. I haven't ground it because I can't really get in there with a machine without taking lots of stuff apart. I don't want to bother doing that. It probably won't be strong enough, but again, I've done the same thing as I did with that bolt there, as I've tried to spread the weld out further over the casing. I mean, the crack is actually deep in there, but I thought I would try and spread the load a little bit better over a larger area. I thought I might also put in an extra bracket here to spread the load of this. I thought I might make a bracket that fits here, but that also goes to those two bolts. I have to think about that. I'm going to have to go back to the person that supplied the tractor to me for parts, because it's not a very common tractor. So, all right. One thing that I could note about is that because I turned the wheels around, you know, obviously I know that it puts more pressure on the axles having it further out, but really I think that because it's such a small tractor, lightweight and everything, it doesn't even weigh a ton, this tractor. It's like 950 kilos, something like that. And this makes an enormous difference. I mean, it's only about 3 or 4 centimeters further out, but it makes really a big difference. It feels much safer. I'll take the winter chains off, and I might put the grader back on as well, because I want the weight. Although really what I'd like to do is to have a weight, because there's such a big footprint. I keep on bumping into things with such wide equipment on the back of the tractor. It's better with the snowblower, which weighs 250 kilos. I need 250 kilos on the back because that's what the bucket lifts, and it does tip the tractor up very easily without the extra weight. Also, I've bent this, so I need to take that off and heat it up and forge it straight again, which I've done with that one. And you can see that one, I don't know, I've bumped into things going backwards with this equipment on, and that's what bends these things. They're not really very strong taking the load backwards. They're stronger when they're pulling. And that one didn't bend again, and that's because I forged it and I heated it up until it was nice and, it wasn't bright red, but it was at least glowing red. and then hammered it, and then I hammered it a bit when it was cold, and hopefully that's hardened it a little bit. You know, hammer hardening, if that's a thing. It certainly is a thing with silver and gold and stuff. I think it's a thing with steel as well. There we go. Cooled down now. Just dropped it in a puddle. Tried to film it, but I didn't switch the camera on. So there we go. So I did exactly the same on the other one, and it seemed to work okay. So I think it just helps to have them straight. Maybe that should be facing that way. There we go. Should just go down to about the same level, I think. There we go. That's good. That's supposed to be fixed, that. I don't know if it's really going to be fixed. I don't have a wide enough spanner for that, because that's like 20 something, I don't know what it is, 26 or something. I don't have that. Then we've got these ones here, but they're completely worn out. So they're stripped bare, those ones. And of course that's the point at which it got damaged as well. I don't know if that's a good reason for that or not. I'll just cut them off with an angle grinder if this doesn't work. So. Need to do a bit of research and find out what happens with the, you know, how to get hold of these things. I don't know about that. It's probably just a bit of a waste of time, that, but still. I mean, they'd only have a locking function, so. But I don't know, I suppose it's dangerous for it not to be perfect, because if you're on a slope and your equipment swings to one side, it's not very good. So I think I'll just be super vigilant now. Oh, I said that, and I noticed in some footage I had. Well, I said that, and then kind of the next footage is me repairing something I've broken. I said I was being good at checking the bolts and stuff, but obviously not good enough. That's just going to strip out that, so I'll just leave it like that. It kind of, it's going to do something, isn't it? I'm probably going to have to just calm down a bit with the kind of heavy, the weight of the work I'm doing. It's too heavy, really. I probably need to calm down a bit. Typical small tractor syndrome. You want a bigger tractor as soon as you get a small tractor. But I'm not going to fall for that trick. lovely early May, chestnuts coming out. There are bees around, wasps. I saw a swallow yesterday. Very nice. Not too much noise from the new road, as you can see, hardly any traffic on it. Well, there is some. Okay, and there are the wagtails looking for worms. Good on them. Here we are back in El Dorado. Not going to be space for one of those, I don't think. Yeah, it has to go in a little way before I can use that. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Maybe there's a 7. Oh, look, I've got 7 as well. Oh, that is perfect. 7 millimeters.